First off, why concrete? Well, you've seen all the natural disasters, the LA fires, the hurricanes, everything else, and pretty much Mother Nature's screaming, it's time to stop building with wood, right? And so you're seeing lots of different attempts to solve different housing problems, like prefabs and things, but they still generally suffer from the same problem, that they can burn down, they can rot, termites, insects, everything else. We said, okay, the only way it makes sense is to build something that's indestructible.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Real Estate Pros podcast. I'm your host, Michelle Kesil. Today, I'm joined by someone I'm looking forward to chatting with, David Cary, who is the owner of Beton Homes, building safe, disaster-ready, concrete bodies homes designed to survive many natural disasters. So excited to have you here today, David.
Thanks, Michelle. Appreciate you having me on.
Of course, I think our listeners are going to take something away from how you're approaching designing this new technology of homes. So let's dive in.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
if you're not familiar, Beton actually means concrete. So we're focused on building concrete homes in an entirely different way. First off, why concrete? Well, you've seen all the natural disasters, the LA fires, the hurricanes, everything else, and pretty much Mother Nature's screaming, it's time to stop building with wood, right? And so you're seeing lots of different attempts to solve different housing problems, like prefabs and things, but they still generally suffer from the same problem, that they can burn down, they can rot, termites, insects, everything else. They're okay at, when you add insulation, but they also just take a lot of time to build. So concrete, it's kind of started because my son, who's about your age, Northern California, was out saying, "Hey, Dad, Mom, how am I going to ever afford a house?" He's still single. And we were saying, well, there's a lot of different ways. But then he came back to us, and we had fires up here in the Napa area like they did in LA. And a lot of homes were wiped out. And so he found a lot in fire country overlooking this gorgeous lake in Napa, and a third of an acre for $45,000. And we said, wow, that is a steal. But if we build with wood, they've had fires up there before, it's going to burn down or you're going to have trouble getting insurance. And so we said, okay, the only way it makes sense is to build something that's indestructible.
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
We contacted, I don't know, 3 or 4 different builders. We had a few try to scam us. We had just really either people wanted a mint to do something that was going to be disaster ready, or they weren't interested, right? They just said, hey, I have all the business I can muster making homes the old-fashioned way with, stick frame wooden construction. And so we said, well, that just doesn't make sense up here. And so started looking into it, and found a technology which is called basically structural concrete insulated panels. And these panels are really the way to build. So they've been proven, but not so much in the U.S., right? So they've been used in other parts of the world. It's essentially a 4-inch thick sheet of styrofoam and a wire mesh that goes in and out of this thing to act like rebar. So you do the same thing when you build a normal home. You do your footings, your foundations, you prep all the plumbing and electrical into the slab, and then essentially you drill rebar into the concrete where you want these panels to go, and you build a home out of these panels, and then you run your electrical and your plumbing inside of these panels, and then just like you would a pool, you shotcrete on concrete on the inside and outside of the house to give it a 4-inch layer of insulation and 2-inch on each side. And this even becomes the floors and the roof of the home. So you end up with one solid body of a home made out of concrete. And so it's really indestructible. It withstands wildfire. If it gets wet from, obviously a tsunami might take anything out. An asteroid could destroy it, but for the most part, it's a pretty indestructible home. And the other benefits are, if you saw like the hurricanes or the tornadoes that happen in, Florida or the Texas area, what you see, even when they build a concrete home out of block, the roofs blow off of the house, and the whole inside is trashed, everything else. Now, if some kind of disaster hits a Beton home, sure, we'll have some cleanup to do. The windows will probably get broken unless you shuttered them up and that kind of thing. But it is nowhere near a complete disaster, right? If your family's inside, or all, your cherished items will likely survive. And because of the truss system, even earthquakes. So this has been tested to 9.5 earthquakes and rated to 11.0. And the biggest earthquake that has ever happened in recorded history is 9.5. So we're exceeding pretty much historic events on all fronts. So it's really just kind of the way to build. The only reason you wouldn't do it this way is if it costs a lot more, right? And so the benefit of this technology is that it actually requires less time to build, fewer inspections, all those kinds of things. So in the end, you end up on par with stick frame construction, and you get a much better home. I mean, this is kind of like in Europe where things are made out of stone. You end up with, okay, maybe not a 500-year home, but it's going to last many lifetimes. The other nice thing about this thing is that termites, mold, all that stuff pretty much goes away. The rot, you're insulated much better too. If you're familiar with, just the general nature of concrete, it tends to be better for heating and cooling. And then when you add 4 inches of insulation everywhere, pretty much contiguously, these things, pretty much cut your energy bills in half. So your repair, maintenance. So for somebody who's, concerned about affordability, they also make sense because you're saving so much on these other expenses. If you were to take that savings and reinvest it back into your mortgage payment, you could actually pay off your house in about 10 years faster. So a 30-year mortgage becomes effectively a 20-year mortgage if you reapply that. And, so that's pretty killer technology, and we're excited to be the guys to really embrace it. And I'm sure other people will copy it in other parts of the world when they start hearing about it. But that's good. We're we're, I guess, the early revolutionaries here.
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency. It's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
Does that give you a little bit of a background? Do you understand how it works?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
absolutely.
good, good.
So you have many models around Northern California?
Yeah, there's 3 or 4 homes built this way in the area. We can take people to them. They're also great for ADUs. There's a lot of housing demand and shortage. So if somebody needs a backyard ADU or wine cellar something like that, they're great for that too. So yeah, so that's what we're in the process of getting going with.
Cool. What has been like the biggest hurdle or obstacle in this process?
I guess first off, like any young company, it's just getting going. We have identified, probably 100 people that are interested already. So I think it's just picking which is going to be the best first builds, getting up there, getting them done, and then I think it's just traction's imminent. Right. So they don't have a great solution. Right. So if you go up into some of these areas, I mean, I come from high-tech robotics originally, and I'm watching people down in LA and getting on the national news for rebuilding the homes with robots, but they're building them out of wood. And I'm sitting there going, that's really cool. I love the robots, but how is that going to solve the problem if it happens again? And there's things like even where my son's lot is, there's probably 3 or 4 homes that are either finished or near finished where they built out of wood again. And the state has standards, what are called WUI standards for, and it's things like keeping defensible space and other things. And that all makes sense. But in the end, if you can get a house that is, almost certain not to be impacted severely if one of these events happen for roughly the same, total cost, wouldn't you rather have a better home? So that's kind of our discussion with customers, and people really like it. So we're excited. So but it's new, it's different, so you deal with people who are ready and I mean, one guy, we didn't build this home, but one guy who built with this technology in Napa had a $10 million home on one of the wealthiest communities in Napa. It had burned down twice before. And he's 80 some years old. He said, I'm never going to have that happen again. So they rebuilt with this technology just because, there are places where this is going to happen. So we think this is absolutely the only way to build if your home is in an area at risk, but the better way to build anywhere else. And so obviously in a city, you sit there and go, well, there's fire departments and all that stuff. But we saw what happened in LA, and I'm in Northern Cal. I live close enough to Oakland, the Oakland fires and hillsides. I mean, fire just loves running up hills. And so if you've got a house on a hill, again, this is a great technology to use.
Are there any areas where this wouldn't serve its purpose?
Not really. In fact, the way this technology works, it's been adopted in other countries like Africa and the Philippines and other areas first. Jimmy Carter actually used it back in the 70s to do Habitat for Humanity. It's a great homeless solution as well, because you can kind of build this house real quick with neighbors and people like that if you really wanted to. But once you apply the concrete, you think about it, there are parts of the homeless community may be on drugs. They may have war, things, demons from wars, and so it's not uncommon for homeless shelters to be torn apart, right? Either just because of fire or whatever, right? And so having something that's nearly indestructible, like, like a college dorm room, really, right? Where it's out of brick and concrete. This is a great way to go, right? If somebody does have something happen, it's a pretty quick cleanup, right? Yeah, they could break the windows, but windows are pretty, easily replaced. So the other thing is just if you're in a remote area, the technology lends itself that you can actually build this home up, and you can apply the concrete in a lot of different ways. So you can even do the mixing in small batches if you wanted to. So that's why in remote parts of the world, it's great. And then you go to places like Australia, where they're very familiar with wildfire. I've spoken with architects there. This is just a godsend.
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
Awesome. That's exciting. What are you most focused on scaling to with this?
Yeah, really, it's just getting customers and getting our business, fully together and operational. And obviously, we'd love to have some funding. And the funding doesn't necessarily have to go into the typical business type funding. We've identified lots that are bargain lots. And so if somebody wanted to say, hey, I like what you're doing, I want to help rebuild, I will invest in purchasing a lot, and then you build the home for me, and then I can, sell the home for it like you would any home. Right? So kind of speculative real estate home building. But the thing about it is we can line up buyers ahead of time for somebody who want to say, okay, yeah, I want to buy a couple of lots in this area where you're building. You find me some customers that want a home like this so we're out in Northern California. We're kind of in a really good location. Obviously, Napa's beautiful, but we're also, we're close enough to Silicon Valley that if you think about it, there's lots of people who are vested or millionaires that would love to have a second home where they could go and relax. I call them 4-3 homes. So they drive up on a Thursday night, do their remote software work, enjoy the weekend, maybe work Monday, drive back to Silicon Valley for their meetings and everything else, the whole pandemic remote work thing. This would be commutable distance on a Thursday night, probably 2 hours from Silicon Valley. Whereas if you want to go to Tahoe or somewhere like that, it's 5-hour drive on a Thursday night. It's just a little bit too far. Plus you're close to all the great restaurants and wine and art and everything else in Napa Valley. So we think it's a great investment opportunity as well for somebody who wants to build some, call them 4-3 vacation homes and then sell them to people who might like a home like that. So does that make
Yeah.
sense?
Yeah. Amazing. Sounds great. So the ones that are already out there, um, you just have a few models or people are already purchasing them?
Yeah. So at the moment we're just getting started. The technology, I can show that working. We have friends that are making a few homes like this, but a couple hours away. My partner Chris has got 30 years of building experience, so this is not a challenge from a building standpoint for us. This is just really just the typical young company. Let's get going and tell the world about it and get some wins. So that's largely what our business is in the process of doing.
Awesome. That's exciting. Well, before we wrap up here, if somebody wants to reach out, connect, learn more, where can people find you and connect with you?
So our website's easy, betonhomes.com. My phone number, emails, all on the website. It's BETON. Again, that means concrete if you are catching us late in the show. It's concrete in a bunch of other languages. So perfect fit. Nice and easy name to remember. And yeah, we'd love to talk with you, particularly if you're in Northern California and you're looking for a home or you'd like to learn more. And if you're a builder, we're happy to connect you to the Raw Technology Company and their CEO as well. We've got a really good relationship with them. So by all means, just reach out. My name's Dave Cary. And again, my phone number's right on the website as well as email to reach me. So
Perfect. Well, appreciate your time, your story, and your perspective. Thank you for being here.
great. Thanks, Michelle. All the
Of
best.
course. You too.
And Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy
Take
New
care.
Year, everybody. Yes. And
All right.
for the listeners that are tuning in, if you got value, make sure you've subscribed. We've got more conversations with operators like David who are building real businesses, and we'll see you on the next episode.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.